I can't lie, I kind of hate this.
You hate it? Aw, dude, rough.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the New Music Podcast. We are going through and we are reviewing 5 albums that came out in the last week. There will be timestamps in the little bar below us here if you want to go check out any of those individually. Otherwise, though, Micah, do you want to let them know what those 5 albums this week are going to be?
We have London-based R&B, hip-hop, rap. No, I'm kidding. It's Charli XCX with BRAT, and then we've got the Beastie Boys are resurrected. That's weird. Coming back with the new album No Hands.
Yes, indeed.
It's gonna be missing a member.
Yeah, something like that.
But then we have Kaytranada with Timeless.
Funny thing about the title of the Kaytranada album, there is a Meghan Trainor album that came out this week that has the same title. So that's weird.
Oh my god.
Yeah, it's apparently terrible, but we're not going to talk about that one this week. What's next?
Another resurrection, Ski Mask, the Slump God. He hasn't dropped in how long? He's dropped an album in 6 years.
Yeah.
But he's had various mixtapes and other stuff.
Man's had about a 10-year career, and this is his sophomore album, technically.
Yeah. With 11th Dimension.
Yes.
And then hit metal deathcore vocalist Aurora coming at us with her 3rd album, What Happened to the Heart.
Yes, indeed. That's the 5 we got this week. All of them are big.
Yeah.
Big week.
And the fun fact about Aurora is it is my wife's favorite artist.
Yeah.
And we're going to go see her live in November.
Hell yeah, dude. All right. Well, let's run it then with our first album for the week, BRAT by Charli XCX.
Melon gave this a 100.
Yeah, he gave it a perfect score, dude. Crazy. I was not expecting that at all.
I was not either.
That came out of nowhere, man.
I was like, sounds pretty good, but I was like, whoa. It's not.
Yeah, right?
I was like, it's not perfect, is it? And I had to go back and listen to it a few more times, and I was like, no, it's not perfect, but it's really good.
Yeah, no, I don't think it's perfect either. I think that score's a little out of pocket, but I'll take it. You know, it's like a if you want to. I guess this can be perfect. All right, we're just having a little bit of connection errors here, but I think the last thing I said here is that, you know, if you want to consider this perfect, I wouldn't really argue with you. You know, I don't think it is for me, but I do think it's absolutely awesome.
Oh, yeah, easily.
Yeah, to just kind of compare our score to that perfect score, I think we're both a little bit lower on it, but how are we actually feeling on it, Micah? What's your thoughts here?
Pretty good. It doesn't quite break into that 90 for me. It stays like the 80s for me, but it's really enjoy it. It was a bumping in the car for quite a bit, but there was other albums that did take precedent over this album this week for me. But
okay,
just a little allude to my the future.
Yeah.
But I'm just trying to think of standout tracks when they're all really good. Symphony is a Knife is definitely my favorite, I guess. You could really.
Oh, you messed up the title. You finally did it. It's always me. It's Sympathy is a Knife.
It's Sympathy. I meant to say Sympathy. I meant to say it. I promise.
It flip-flopped, dude. Finally. Full moment. But yes, no, that's actually probably my favorite song on here. Well, at least a contender. It's not actually my favorite looking through, but very good one.
No least favorites. I think my lowest rated track on here is an 8.
Yeah, same. That's if we're not including the bonus tracks, but we'll get into those kind of afterwards here.
Oh my god. No, the bonus tracks are my favorite.
The bonus tracks are your favorite? Okay. Well, we'll get to it. Let's just talk about the core album first here and get kind of a good feel on it, because I do feel like those are very separate. But I really like the concept that she's going in with here, where it seems like this whole party girl persona is kind of a mask for real tough emotional feelings. And I think you brought up Sympathy as knife, and I think that that's maybe one of the best moments of it. You just have this like bouncy pop beat, and then there's just the line that has words that YouTube won't like me to say. It's I want to buy a gun, I want to exit the game in Minecraft. We'll say that.
Why I want to buy a gun and why I want to exit the game in Minecraft.
Yeah, right. I guess it's phrased that way. I don't know. I think I misquoted it. But either way, so many moments here where it's such a like bouncy 2000s club vibe, and then she starts saying some like real shit, and it's like, whoa, okay. You get to actually see the person behind this type of music.
It's Andre 3000 all over it again.
Oh, you mean with the Hey Ya verse? Yeah, right.
Did you look on Apple Music at all of her old album covers are now just like like they're like BRAT?
Oh yeah, they're all stylized that way. I love that. That's so great.
Hell yeah, I thought that was funny.
Yeah, to actually put it in comparison, where would you say it ranks among the discography?
This one's my favorite.
This one's your favorite?
Not by a lot. I believe How I'm Feeling Now was my favorite for a long time.
Same.
But BRAT is now number 1, and then How I'm Feeling is number 2.
I haven't gone back to How I'm Feeling Now in a little bit. It just hasn't been what I've been feeling.
Same.
But I think that might still be my favorite. So I don't know. I would have to re-listen to it to know, but I think those are the only two strong contenders for me. I think these two are above everything else, her most recent two. Or wait, actually you had Crash in between there as well. I forgot. But still.
I liked Crash. Crash is like that mid-tier.
Yeah.
Charli XCX album for me though.
Yeah, right. Like that one's solid. I think that this is a better bounce back from where we were at with How I'm Feeling Now for sure, even though Crash was a solid album to kind of put it in some perspective. This is such a different era for her though. Like everything else felt like a pretty solid, like it makes sense as this is the next thing you're doing. This one feels very separate, and I guess the actual visual aesthetics of everything makes sense that way too. I mean, it all just makes sense that way, I guess.
Yeah, and honestly, I'm loving this era.
Yeah, right?
I fell off of Charli XCX when Crash came out. I was kind of like, alright, this is good, but like, it wasn't better than How I'm Feeling Now, so I was kind of like, oh yeah, okay, I'm not really in the mood for this. But then BRAT came out, and I'm just like, oh yeah.
Oh yeah, there we go. What's some other favorite songs for you on here? Do you got other big standouts? Because I know I do.
That was the biggest standout on the core album.
Okay.
Because I limited myself to one for that.
Sure.
I have things to say about the deluxe though.
Okay, I got you. I think So I really needs to be mentioned. It's the Sophie tribute song, I guess.
Oh,
and such a unique tribute song. Really not the sort of thing that you would expect from that type of track, especially in the way that it's kind of painting her in a different light than you would see, where she's just upset with herself. I mean, Charli's upset with herself for not being more nice to her and like spending more time with Sophie and stuff while she was, actually here and had the opportunity to. It's a totally different emotional dynamic, and it's so sad, man. Like it just is one that kind of hurts to listen to when you really pay attention to the lyrics, I think.
God, this album is really fucking crying at the club vibes.
Right? Yeah. There's some stuff that is just tragic to listen to on here. But then, I mean, you have songs that just aren't really that deep too. One of my favorites, and what I thought was going to be my favorite, is Von Dutch.
Yeah.
I really love how like dirty and rough and experimental the instrumental on that one is. It just itches the right spots in my brain. The style of that one is just crazy. I feel like I can't get it anywhere else, and it's such a banger, dude.
It's definitely like early 2000s, late 90s, like German fucking techno vibes.
Yeah, for sure.
And I've been on that for like a month. So
got you. Yeah.
But I didn't give that one my favorite because I've been hearing it so much.
Okay, fair. Yeah, I think it's a really unique one,
but like for the current musical electronic pop landscape, perfect song.
Yeah, totally. I think a lot of it is doing revivalism of various sorts. It really feels like we're digging back into that like 2000s club ready pop music that I would be personally nostalgic for as well, that was just kind of on when I was growing up, I guess. And I don't know, you probably feel that. I feel like I was listening to pop radio more than you were, but still, it's like these sounds that we're kind of acclimated to and familiar with.
Oh yeah, I was still listening to pop radio, working at the motel and stuff, but
fair.
Because 94.1 JJO didn't come in.
Fair enough. Yeah. No, I mean, like, it was basically just always on, no matter what I was doing when I was going about my day. You know, either it would be playing in public or like in my parents' cars and stuff. And, you know, so these sounds where it's really calling back to some of that 2000s just standard pop music that had like a certain thing about it, it just feels really nostalgic to me, but it's still modernizing it, and it's almost a satirical take on it at times.
Yeah, which is an excellent segue. Oh shit, now we gotta talk about the bonus tracks first. God damn it, that's such a good segue.
Yeah, it would have been a good segue. Damn. Crazy girl shit, gonna go spring breakers. Gonna go spring breakers. Yeah, so awesome little rollout for this deluxe edition. I love the cover art where it's like it's the same but it's not, because it has 3 more songs or however it says it on there. That's so funny.
BRAT, and it's the same but there's 3 songs, so it's not.
Yeah.
Dude.
I love that.
I know what my next album art tattoo is gonna
be. That's awesome. Yeah, no, I think these 3 songs totally don't fit on the album, but all 3 of them are good.
It's a good EP.
Yeah, right. If we did this as like a EP or a single, whichever way you wanted to look at it, it would be pretty damn flawless. But Hello Goodbye, I do think, is the weakest track of like the 18 here, if we want to look at the whole piece.
Yeah.
Just because that one doesn't feel gratifying to me. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, there's like a build-up that happens here, but there's no explosive payoff, but it does still sound good, and I like kind of what she's doing with the vulnerable lyrics to it again, but it's just not one that I would come back to personally. Guess is crazy though.
Guess is my favorite.
Like across the whole album.
Uh-huh.
That's so crazy.
I know. I thought so too.
What a weird one to pick, man. Oh my god.
I'm wearing like my fucking construction worker looking ass outfit in my fucking Chevrolet Equinox, playing this like really, really loud.
The wildest lyrics imaginable on this song.
This is my favorite, and I'm not embarrassed to say that, but it's uncomfy.
It feels like kind of a guilty pleasure type song in a way, for sure. Yeah. Now, I would actually say that maybe Spring Breakers would be what I would consider my favorite across the whole album.
Oh, that's totally fair.
Yeah, so like heavy instrumentally, and I just love the like chopped vocals in the back and just how crazy this one sounds all the way through. The really like aggressive energy of it all is just exactly what I'm looking for. There's something that's very distinctly not normal about this song, I guess. It feels like one of the most experimental ones for sure, and I guess maybe that's what I was getting from Von Dutch as well, is that there's not really a lot of songs that remind me of those 2 songs, but it's an absolute fucking banger, just like Von Dutch is. And I think if So I wasn't on here and So I wasn't such an emotional and beautiful track, that sort of vibe would be the best I could get from this album. But I don't know, So I is just so beautiful that like I can't dismiss that one. It's such a emotional moment that's I mean that one makes me fucking cry, I'm not gonna lie to you.
Oh yeah, dude.
Yeah. All right, I don't know, this one just feels like such a big moment in time. Do we have anything else to say? Had to change the profile picture, of course.
Oh yeah.
Obviously.
No, dude, I don't know. I don't have anything else to say.
Okay.
What was your score?
My score on this ends up being a 90.
A 90?
90.
A 90? I gave it an 85.
85. That's actually where I was at originally, but then it started hitting a little bit more for me as I went along. So that's just kind of where I ended up, I guess. So we almost had the same score if I didn't keep re-listening to this one infinitely.
That is hilarious.
Yeah.
Speaking of albums we've been re-listening to infinitely, let me pull it up. Hold on. Sorry, the Joey Valence and Brae No Hands.
Never been a sucker, Aurora. Lame, you can trust that. See me in the club, shaking ass, I'ma bust that. Wake up and I'm feeling like a punk. Wake up and I'm feeling like a punk. John Cena the way I'm being chillin'. Bitch can't rap, it's best you stay hidden.
Hell yeah.
Did you like this album?
Of course I like this album. Are you kidding me?
Okay, yeah, but I saw Brad Tasted Music gave it a 45, and I was just like, execute this man.
That might be his worst take ever. I'm not gonna lie to you. Like, that is a absolutely absurd claim. But, I mean, you know, again, we're kind of just comparing our opinions to other people's opinions at this point during this episode. But yeah, no, I do not understand. I feel like to not enjoy this album, you have to just go in not wanting to like it.
Dude, I fucking loved the Beastie Boys growing up. And, like, listening to this, I was just like, fuck yeah, dude. They talk about eating ass with a side of fries just randomly throughout the album. motherfucking Ben 10 bars everywhere.
Think I was a Stromboli in my past life.
One of my favorite lines from one of the first track was "Never did drugs." Shout out there. Hell yeah, dude.
Almost every line's a quotable, man. It's so crazy.
And then later in the same song, felt like Snoop Dogg the way I toast the most. It's like, shut up. Shut the fuck up, dude.
Oh, dude, there's so many lines like that where it's just like, damn, that's crazy.
Danny Brown's on here for some reason.
Yeah, Danny Brown just coming out of nowhere. See, what's so funny to me is that I thought that we were only hearing one member because the two of them sound so alike on the first track and then the first part of that second track. And then when Danny Brown started rapping, I'm like, oh, here's the other guy. Wow, he really sounds like Danny Brown. And then... Then Danny Brown says the N-word in his verse, and I'm like, whoa, you can't say that. I'm like, right? You can't, right?
Dude, I keep seeing comments like, oh, it's like the Beastie Boys if one of them was Filipino.
Yeah, right.
I was just like, what the fuck?
Definitely a strong influence there. I think that's pretty undeniable.
This album cover makes me just want to say Fred Durst feature when.
That would be so sick, though. I'm not even gonna lie.
I'm like serious. I want it. Give it to me.
Have Fred Durst be on a remix of John Cena. Then we've got like a perfect song.
John Cena. Favorite track on the album.
Same. That one hits so hard. Like, the synths and the way that one is produced is just crazy hard. I love that one. And, you know, I mean, every song is funny. I think that one might even have some of the funniest lines on the whole thing. I mean, just the attitude adjustment line is funny in and of itself. The actual direct callback to John Cena, but the whole thing is just crazy.
I love how corny it's so corny, it's so good.
Yeah, right.
Like
it's very intentionally corny in the best possible ways. And there's so many like niche references on this. The make him say wow like my name's Leroy Jenkins. That was a moment.
Those aren't niche. Oh wait, I guess yeah. This is such like a fucking early 2000s internet kid album.
Yeah, right. I guess it's not like super niche stuff. Like, it's still cultural moments that you can call back to and most people would know what you're talking about. Like, if you were on the internet, you'd know the Leroy Jenkins thing. But I mean, a lot of them are older references at this point, and it feels kind of nostalgic in that way. Like, we're really getting some 2000s revivalism once again in how this album is written.
All of the Ben 10 references.
Yeah, everywhere, dude. And that show was a big part of my childhood.
The whole track Omnitrix. Same. I fucking loved Ben 10 growing up.
Yeah, such a good one.
My second favorite track, dude, The Baddest. You know what I'm talking about?
Great one, absolutely.
I'm the baddest bitch in this club.
Yeah.
Yelled by an angry man.
Yeah.
Makes me laugh so fucking hard.
Yeah. It's fucking great. Oh, man.
I got 7-Up in my cup. Not even like a reference to anything. It's just, I think I just take that one literally.
Yeah, I love that it's 7 Up instead of Sprite. Like, that's, I think, what we're playing on is, you put
Yeah.
Sprite in the lean. Yeah, fucking awesome. You ain't fancy, son. Squilliam. Fucking great line. I love how hard that one is produced, too.
Yeah.
Yeah, like, on some, like, Lil Jon stuff sometimes on here, with this, like, hype club sound,
Some T-Pain shit, bro.
Something like that, yeah. Production on here across like pretty much every song is fantastic too. I think it's all self-produced by Joey Valence. You can tell because it just matches the energy so well.
Yeah, it's all Joey Valence.
Yeah.
It's fucking fantastical. I don't know which one's which.
Like on the actual album cover?
Yeah, like who's who?
My guess is that Brae is on the left, but that is strictly a guess.
Same.
Yeah. Just kind of looks that way. I don't know why. Just based on their voices.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Also, the like bulletproof vest with no violence written on it is hilarious.
Yeah. Just this whole image is so fantastic. What a hard image.
Dude, I don't know why. Whenever I see this, I think of like Crazy Taxi and Fanta. Orange Fanta.
Yeah. No, it really does. It feels exactly like that. You're so right.
Motherfuckers enjoy some good old-fashioned orange soda.
Yes, absolutely. The fucking katana, dude. I just can't get over that.
I'm not even gonna lie. It just makes so much sense being there. I just ignored it.
It just does. It does, dude. Oh my god. It's excellent. Excellent shit right there.
The fucking face he's making.
Yeah. And really, that's just how the whole album feels. But, like, you would look at that cover and be like, oh, this might be really, really terrible. But, like, it feels like
thought.
this. Yeah, no, that was my initial thought, too, honestly.
I was like, oh god, what did I tell him to add?
Yeah. No, it looks so ridiculous.
And then I heard it and I was like, oh god, what's in my ears? Yes, give me more.
Yeah, no, it's just as ridiculous as that cover is, but in all of the right ways. It's perfect, man. For everything this could be, this is just as well executed as it could be, I think.
For real.
Yeah.
Any bad tracks for you?
Let me see what I actually called my least favorite. Oh, I think I called the title track my least favorite just because it's like the slowest, but even then, the way that it stands out from the rest is kind of cool. I really don't think there's a bad song on here. I think that consistently it's just a blast to listen to. It's a ton of fun.
I agree. I agree with No Hands being the quote-unquote worst track too.
Yeah, right. But it's a matter of it not being a 9 or 10 and being an 8 instead.
Yeah.
Like it's fine. I don't mind that at all.
Speaking of 9s and 10s, what's your score?
Yeah, I actually went with a 90 on this one as well. So I have 2 of the same scores, and it literally just mathed out that way. I didn't even mean to.
I also gave it a 90.
Oh, hell yeah. Okay, cool, sweet. All right.
I dropped the 90 on it, and I was like, this is probably too high.
You know what? Maybe it is, but I feel like this just works with us personally so well.
Yeah. Same.
This is the, like, unserious but super fun type of shit that we just have always enjoyed, I think. It's just, like, intentionally corny and really funny Run the Jewels. And we've listened to Run the Jewels so much as it is.
This did make me go back and rate all of my Beastie Boys albums that I listened to.
Yeah, it's definitely calling back to that. Feels very Beastie Boys.
I liked it more than I remembered. Like, I was worried that the Beastie Boys were not going to hold up nearly as much, but I went through a couple of their albums, like 4 of their albums, and it held up, not gonna lie.
Oh, nice. Okay. I'm somebody who just knows songs from them, honestly. Like, I don't think that I've listened to a full album before, but I'm a little bit familiar with Beastie Boys, and that's about it. So maybe that's one that I should dive into a little bit here, because this is a sound that I'm kind of itching for now, and I totally recognize that it was revivalism of that sound immediately, but still,
Ill Communication or License to Ill, like one of those two are gonna be your favorite.
Okay.
My favorite's Hello Nasty.
Gotcha.
It's just nostalgia.
Yeah.
For that one.
For sure. Okay, cool. All right, are we ready to move on, do you think?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's next? What can possibly stand up against this? Fucking Kaytranada?
You don't actually think it's Kaytranada, do you?
No.
Okay, yeah. We got Kaytranada Timeless up here. And I do want to mention before we get into this one, if you're liking what you see so far, make sure to drop a like on the video and subscribe to the channel so you can get future episodes every week, every Saturday. We greatly appreciate you. And if you've stuck around this long, we appreciate that as well. But let's talk about Timeless by Kaytranada.
Spirits, they're all around you when you feel it. But what you do to me, I said no, well I don't usually. She said, whip it out, whip it all out. I said, no doubt.
How'd you feel about this one?
This was good.
This was good? This was good?
This was good. Like it was it didn't blow my dick clean off. I didn't really hate any of the tracks. I didn't like fall in love with any of the tracks, even knowing Childish Gambino was on here.
Oh, really?
And I think I heard some Thundercat somewhere.
Oh, yeah. The Thundercat song is great. I didn't know that I needed a song that's just Thundercat delivering a roast session over a Kaytranada beat, but I did need that, and I'm glad that I have that now. I actually really love the Childish Gambino song too, but
Thundercat saying "you filthy whore" makes me cry.
yeah. I don't know. I like a lot of songs on here.
The Childish Gambino was probably my favorite, seconded by the Thundercat track.
Okay.
Just because I love those artists so much.
Yeah. No, I'm with that for sure. I like the Anderson .Paak song on here. Anderson .Paak. I always forget honestly which one around it is. But then another standout for me as well, one that surprised me because I don't know who the feature is necessarily, was Still. That one feels special to me. I really like that one, and I kind of just really like this whole like dark alternative R&B sound that he's got going on across most of the project.
Yeah, no, it's all pretty good. Trying not to compare it to like the other like vibey albums that we've heard this year. Like, I'm gonna go my album of the year. God damn it. I'm so lost right now. I didn't prepare for this. I was too busy listening to Beastie Boys 2, Electric Boogaloo.
Yeah, no, this one's kind of a hard one to get adapted to, though, as well. If we're going to draw any comparisons, I think that I was really getting a lot of House of Balloons by The Weeknd. Yeah. Especially anytime there's, like, the pitch-shifted vocals coming in, that reminds me of some specific tracks off of that album. Just kind of the, like, dark feel of this overall.
The Childish Gambino album, that one's a little different.
Maybe a little bit, yeah.
I'm just trying to draw comparisons from like this year, but I can't find any.
Yeah. If we were gonna make any comparison, it would probably be that. But I think this is pretty singular. As far as this week goes, I think that it's pretty easy to see some influences. It reminds me of a lot of different things as you kind of go along. The more experimental songs kind of remind me of Flying Lotus a little bit.
Yeah.
That's just what was coming to mind for me personally, I guess.
I got you.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie, I only gave this one like a couple listens. I didn't give it the full time I necessarily wanted to because the other albums this week just took more precedent.
Yeah.
The Ski Mask Slump album I needed to give a few more listens to, so
Yeah, this one's so long too.
And also just the first two we talked to were just too fun.
Yeah, right. Yeah. There were really easy to come back to albums this week, and this one falls to the background more than the other long album this week, I think, too. So it does end up kind of falling into the background of the whole week's album rotation, I guess. But I still think it's really good consistently. I just think that if you trim this down to like even 15 songs, you'd have a much better album here, just because it's kind of exhausting, I guess, if you're actually listening to it front to back with all like 21 songs, I think. Yeah.
What's a couple of tracks you'd want to delete?
So there's some that just end up sounding like the same song over and over to me. Like if I'm just gonna go through the line here, like Spit It Out is a good way to start that one sound. It's fine, it's a good song, but then as we go along here, I feel like Video is kind of the same thing again, and then I feel like Hold On is kind of the same thing again. Like there's just some songs that seem very similar to each other throughout this. I realize they're structured differently and they have different aspects and everything, but a lot of these songs just kind of blend together to me.
Yeah, definitely same, which is why I had a hard time like singling out like a least favorite.
Right, yeah. I had a really hard time picking a least favorite. I think favorites are easy to pick out of the track list. There's ones that stand out more than others, but
Yeah,
as far as least favorites, there's just some stuff that falls to the background.
100%.
I really liked track 13, Stepped On. That is actually Kaytranada singing on this one, I believe. And he sounds really good. If we're going to make that comparison again, kind of sounds like The Weeknd a little bit. And I think this instrumental was originally supposed to go to The Weeknd from what I heard. So basically it's his take on a Weeknd song, and I think it sounds awesome.
Yeah, it's a pretty good track.
Yeah, good one.
Again, my favorites still fall to Wasted Words and Witchy, just because, two of them, yeah.
Those features are going to be the most recognizable for you, and I think maybe I'd have a little bit more to say if I did recognize more features on here, because there are some that I'm just not familiar with these names.
I don't know a ton of these people either.
Yeah, I don't know. And then I just find myself, maybe this is just my bad as a reviewer, but when I don't know the name, I'm just a little bit unsure as to what to say about their performance, because I don't know how they usually fall in line, I guess.
Yeah, me too, honestly. And I feel like this is an unfortunate week for this album to come out for us.
Right, yeah. If it got a little bit more spotlight and wasn't surrounded by so many other super significant things that you really gotta have a strong opinion on, then I think maybe people would have stronger opinions on this. But it just takes up so much time, and so much of it is just vibey and just kind of chills out. Doesn't really do a whole lot, but it all sounds super clean. It all sounds super nice. I like how it sounds, I guess. That's what I would say.
Yeah. What was your score?
My score on this ends up being a 75.
Mine ends up being a 70 flat.
70 flat. Then I think we can move on to 11th Dimension, the long-anticipated sophomore album from Ski Mask the Slump God.
I remember you had told me to not even look at Album of the Year before I listened to it, and I did that. I gave it 2 listens before I even looked at scores. More than that, probably, honestly, because I kept getting interrupted.
Yeah, that's because I was super curious to see where you would actually fall on this on a totally unbiased way. If that makes any sense, just having no perception and no expectations going in. I just wanted an independent third party here, I guess. So,
Well, I've heard Stokely.
Well, yeah, no, I know that you have been a fan of him before, but I just figured there was going to be a ton of discourse around this, and I thought that there would be very high scores balanced out with very low scores. Surprisingly, people are actually sitting a little bit more mid on it than I expected. I thought that we were going to see more variance, I guess.
Fun fact, that's where I'm at with this too. That's why I was like, oh shit, I'm mid on this. Let me go look see if everyone else is mid on this.
Okay, so you did kind of fall in line there too?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's kind of mid.
Yeah. You remember back when Ski Mask the Slump God only had one album?
He still does.
Better times, eh?
Yeah.
Yeah. Wow. No, I can't lie. I kind of hate this.
You hate it? Aw, dude, rough.
No, dude, at this point, I just can't, because I didn't have the highest hopes in the world or anything, okay? I heard, I think, a little bit of one of the singles. I don't think I even, gave it a full run through, just kind of skimmed once. And I'm like, oh, okay, he's doing a rage thing with this. That's weird. I'm not sure how that's going to turn out. And really, after listening to the whole thing, his lyrics just aren't what they used to be, where it used to be these references that are, funny. And I'm like, oh, okay, that's cool. Now it just feels like it's all out of date.
Yeah.
He used to be someone where the flows were so wow, this guy can really get a good grasp on flows, and it's still the same thing, but he's reusing those flows. So I end up feeling like this is a step backwards from an album that's existed for 6 years. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I'm not gonna lie. I'm just gonna point out a specific bar that I hate listening to. I always listen to the album while we're talking about it. Fuck the lyric. All I need one shot, no Kraber.
Yeah. What's that a reference to? It's kind of clicking, but kind of not.
Apex,
Yeah.
Apex Legends.
Okay. Yeah, and you know what? That's strangely kind of in the right time frame here because there's a reference to Sick by Earl Sweatshirt. There's a reference to fucking Prime, like the energy drink, like Logan Paul's thing at one point.
He's a paid actor.
Yeah. No, everything in here feels like it's a reference from 2 years ago. So all of the actual references used here feel a little bit out of date, and then all of the sound of it sounds even more out of date. And I don't know if he's just been sitting on this for a couple of years or what exactly is the case.
I don't fucking know. If he was sitting on it for a couple of years, he should have just kept sitting on it.
Yeah, honestly, like, I feel that most of this sounds more like unfinished freestyles or just kind of slapped together ideas that were meant to be polished back over. It doesn't really sound finished for the most part, and the bars just aren't hitting like they used to. He used to be such a funny lyricist, and now it seems like he's trying to be equally ridiculous as he once was, but it's just not hitting anymore. Do you know what I mean with that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, man's dropped one album and immediately got washed up.
Yeah, and you know, it's kind of sad and it's kind of understandable too, just because he lost both of his closest friends in the industry. So I can totally understand why there would be such a gap and why he would lose his motivation a little bit, but it's just sad to see that this is the return because I guess, I don't know, I'm kind of repeating myself now, but this feels like a step back from Stokely.
Yeah, definitely. Like, I'm not gonna lie, the last thing I liked, like the most recent thing I liked out of Ski Mask was Carbonated Water, a single from 2019.
Yeah.
Otherwise, like, I never listened to the Sin City, the mixtape, or
It was pretty much in line with this, honestly.
anything else. Or Beware the Book of Eli.
Yeah.
Never heard that.
I don't know. It's all just like mixtapes and stuff. But I mean, yeah, it feels like we should have gotten something a little bit more mature from him, I guess. That would have made so much sense. I feel like he has so much he could talk about, but instead he's just not really talking about anything in particular. I'm trying to remember exactly what the name of it was. Let It Breathe, maybe because it's a little bit more introspective, I guess, and feels a little bit more mature lyrically. I don't love how that song sounds at all, but I think that it's the direction that would be more expected and would at least be a step forward.
Yeah. Yeah, I understand where you're coming from there. I don't know, man. I'm just kind of like, I was like, oh, hell yeah, he dropped. And then I was like, oh no, he dropped.
It really is a thing where I feel like everyone from the SoundCloud rap era who is still alive or making music is just becoming so washed at this point. I mean, it was Trippie Redd a few months ago where I had kind of lost hope, and now we're here with Ski, and I'm just like, no, dude, no, come on. We gotta see some progression from these guys.
Also, the interlude with XXX.
Oh, yeah, fuck all that.
Yeah, I was gonna say, is that good? Is that bad?
I don't know. So they were friends, so I guess I kind of get it. I saw on his socials, he was like, well, you know, it was him talking about me, but then this is such a rough little voice memo thing, and then he says like something about beating his meat in his room or something like that on that song. Yeah, in the crib beat my meat, yeah, is the lyric in there, and it's like, oh, okay, what is this disaster of a voice memo you're putting in front of me right now?
What the I don't even know.
I don't even know, man.
Yeah. And the Juice WRLD feature.
Yeah, the Juice WRLD feature feels like Nuketown Part 2, but it's like a worse prequel.
Man, how long has Juice WRLD been dead for?
Right, yeah, it's been a long time. It's kind of a, hey, let him rest type of situation. But at the same time, again, they were friends, so I can kind of get behind it. But still, it's just a Nuketown, but worse, if we're going to actually look at that song for what it is.
Yeah, for real.
Yeah, because, I don't know, the beat was better on Nuketown, the bars were better on Nuketown, and it's the same sound. Like, they're doing the exact same thing. So honestly, it just kind of feels like they perfected it. Again, it feels like Stokely was the more complete version of that song, like the one that was on Stokely, I mean.
Yeah. Which fucking sucks. Like, R.I.P. this era of music.
For real.
But like, let it rest, please, for the love of God. Stop.
Right. I was thinking about this the other day. I kind of lumped together like Odd Future, Childish Gambino, and Vince Staples into one group, and then I look at all of like the SoundCloud rappers that were coming up at the same time. And if you look at the progression of that first group, it's crazy because most of them are such great artists now. Either that or have kind of just stepped away from music as a whole. And then everybody in the SoundCloud group is making some of the worst shit. Like, this isn't the worst of the worst by any means. Like, I think there's some okay stuff on this project, but
this isn't genre sad boy.
no, this is not anywhere near that bad. And like I said, I think there's some redeeming qualities for sure here, but I would never come back to this. And I guess I figured by the year 2024, Ski would just have some classics, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, he showed so much promise.
Speaking of the Odd Future group and how they've like come up, Frank Ocean new album When.
Oh yeah, for real. Well, I guess he kind of falls into the camp of stepped away from music as a whole, but either way.
He like pops up every once in a while, doesn't he?
Yeah,
just
he
like
pops up
randomly
once in a
appears.
while just to piss everyone off and then leaves.
He goes, hey, don't forget, I'm alive. Bye.
He says, here's a vinyl and a cock ring. Okay, I'm gone again. Bye.
He dropped a couple singles in 2020.
Yeah, I know. It's crazy. It's just so weird to see the 2010s rappers and where they're at now.
Oh god, I'm looking at this. It looks like the last thing he fucking appeared on was Testing, the A$AP Rocky album.
Oh, really? Wow. That's been a minute. Shit.
God, he's not even doing, oh hey, I'm still here thing, and then dipping. He's not even doing that anymore. The fuck?
Well, it's more just like merch drops and shit as far as that goes. And his
Yeah.
like weird Coachella performance situation that went over really poorly.
Oh no. Alright.
Yeah. But now you just mentioned that he was featured on an A$AP Rocky project, and A$AP Rocky has kind of done the same thing where he's just disappeared and everybody's been waiting for his new album for so long. But
Yeah.
these are unrelated artists. I don't know. It's just kind of comparable how these progressions are just strange. It's just odd to look at the era we're in now.
Yeah. I don't fucking know, man.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, yeah, this one has some posthumous scrapping. It has a lot of songs that feel like they should have just stayed vaulted or been finished. I don't know.
I hate posthumous shit.
Yeah, it's not great.
It's stinky.
It is stinky. It is stinky. Also, 21 songs for what? Why is there 21 tracks? I didn't need that. Like, nobody needed that.
This album could be like 0 tracks, and I'd be happier.
Damn, that's rough. Do you have any that stand out as pretty, like, okay to you at least, or anything like that? Because I do think at least the production is usually decent.
Yeah, I mean, it's, I don't know. There's no standouts for me. Like, nothing really was like, oh yeah, this is listenable. Everything was just kind of like, oh yeah, alright, what's next? Mid. After that, mid.
Earwax and Shibuya were hitting in the car, I'll say that much.
I did not give it a car.
It's better in that setting. If you're not paying attention to it, it's better. I'll put it like that.
I was paying so much attention because I was like, oh shit, I had to rate this.
It's worse when you're not just vibing with it. I'll say that much. If you're trying to like commentate it and actually have strong thoughts on it, it really starts to fall apart. It starts to cave in on itself under scrutiny, I guess. But for just like a background listen, I will say that's kind of the silver lining, is that if you just turn this on and I'm just chilling, that's totally fine. I'm fine with this.
Yeah.
But I guess that's kind of the setting that Ski Mask always existed in, but better.
Yeah.
I think about, you know, walking around or driving around with my friends and you in particular, like throughout high school and stuff, playing Stokely, playing some of that early SoundCloud stuff.
Dude, with the JBL speaker in where the radio should be.
Yeah, in my car that had a radio taken out and just speaker in the place of it. Yeah.
Dude, the car radio joy.
Yeah. Oh my god. And so many sessions just chilling in somebody's room where the fucking Catch Me Outside music video is playing on the TV.
Fuck.
Like, that was the video. Like, everybody just had that playing all the time. I can just frame for frame remember that thing. Like, it was just so present. Like, he just had this thing where his music was so likable to turn on in every setting. And I think that he hasn't entirely lost that, just because this is, you know, sometimes it's catchy, it's usually produced decent enough, and sometimes I'm laughing with the album rather than laughing at it. But usually these bars are just corny. I don't know, man. It's fine sometimes. I'm just let down.
Oh my god, I haven't thought of. You made me go look up the "Catch Me Outside" music video because I was like, oh, that's right, I haven't thought of this in forever. Oh my god.
Yeah, right? Just bringing back some memories. Man, it just seems like he should just be at such a different place now, given how much potential that era showed.
For real.
But I guess I'm kind of just repeating myself at this point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't think we have anything really else to say, do you?
I don't know. Do you have specific standouts other than that? No.
No.
Okay. I went with a 44 on this.
44. I went with a solid 50.
44 and a 50. Wow. Okay. I really wasn't sure what you were going to think of it, just as like somebody totally unexposed to the discourse around it. Like I said, I really thought people were going to be stronger one way or the other with it. But I guess it is kind of just mid. So there we sit. Let's move on to something that's not mid. What Happened to the Heart by Aurora.
Stay right here, stay in the light. Fills my heart up and it breaks me at the very same time. Watch out, watch what you say. Your truth becomes your way.
What happened to it? Where'd it go?
What happened to it? Where'd it go?
Where'd it go?
It's made of metal.
Oh yeah, with their recent metal album, Post-Human.
Yeah, no. I was just referring to the album cover, but now that you say it, she did appear on a metal album.
We have Norwegian singer Aurora.
Norwegian. Okay, that makes sense. I meant to look that up, but yeah.
This shit makes me go transcend. Also, on the like little description for the fucking album, it says the Norwegian artist.
Oh, I didn't pay attention to that. I was just listening to it on the playlist, honestly. So
Oh yeah. This is
there was that. But yeah, either way.
This is fair enough. This is my wife's bag more than mine. I liked All My Dreams. Hold on. All My Demons Greeting Me as a Friend. I thought that was pretty solid. I think I gave it just under an 80. I gave it 79.
Okay.
And then Inflections of a Different Kind. I think it's just a double album. The Step 1, Step 2. I
Yeah.
don't remember those too well. Same with The Gods We Can Touch.
I just know a couple of songs from the first one, but yeah.
I've heard all of this. I've only ever sat down and went through the first one.
Okay.
And like actually like, gave it a scoreable thing. But I've heard all of her music and watched interviews with my wife because she just fucking loves this person. This album's good. This album's like probably her best.
I have not listened to the other ones, but I would be amazed if there's anything better beforehand, just because I've never been like blown away before, and this one's pretty amazing.
Yeah, it's all comparable.
Okay.
I'm not gonna lie. Like, I feel like based off the ratings alone, honestly, apparently Inflections of a Different Kind is close.
Okay. I totally could be. I haven't listened to any of them, just a few songs.
Yeah, no, I don't know, man. This shit fucking steals me.
Yeah, right?
I'm having a hard time even like talking about it because I'm listening to it right now. Stop doing it. But for the whole hour, I tried to listen in the car, I almost died.
Yeah, man. It really kind of takes you in. It's a super immersive listen.
Yeah, dude, it steals you. It says, give me that.
Yeah.
Boink.
And she's working with so many different sounds on this project too. Like it really varies throughout, but it always sounds beautiful.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
I'm still trying to pick a favorite.
Yeah. I don't know. Do we want to just talk about like what songs stand out? I don't know what to say about it. It's just so crazy sounding.
It's very ethereal. It's like this bitch is a witch.
It's some witchy vibes for sure. Yeah. This is like some transcendental magic shit.
Dude, I'll never forget. I was watching an interview of her with my wife, and she said in the interview that her three favorite things are eating chocolate, watching YouTube, and masturbating, sometimes at the same time.
That's crazy. What a strange person.
Yeah, bro.
Love that. That makes a lot of sense, because this album kind of seems like all three at once even.
All right, typing my review in.
Oh man, it's such a long album, but it doesn't really feel like it's any longer than it needs to be, I guess. I really do kind of stay immersed in it. It just kind of takes you in and leaves you there.
Yeah, it fucking steals you, throws you through like some fucking Feywild shenanigans, some like mystic realms, perhaps.
Yeah, perhaps. There's like a spiritual sound to her singing. I don't know how else to say it. I guess like this sounds religious at times. Do you know what I mean with that?
Yeah, yeah. Aurora should start a cult. She's extremely popular, I think too. Oh yeah. She's motherfucking 13 million plays on Spotify. That's my metric I'm using for popularity. But
Really? Wow.
yeah, her tickets were like 100 and something bucks.
That makes sense. I bet that show's gonna be fucking phenomenal.
Yeah, and I was like the first person to get tickets for it because my wife like
Yeah.
she's like in the fucking loop. So I got a coupon on it because I was the first person to buy tickets.
That's fucking great, dude.
When tickets went live, my wife woke me up to buy tickets, and I was like, what the fuck?
Oh man, I haven't done that since 21 Pilots.
Yeah, this is her first concert too.
Nice. Well, I can only gather based on the sound of this that it will be.
Female swans.
Oh, that's actually kind of accurate because there is something super.
It does the same thing to me.
Yeah, and if you want to look at swans that way, there's something almost religious about how they sound as well.
If I go to this concert and see a bunch of people crying at the venue, I'll be like, I knew it.
Yeah, you probably will. I don't know if this makes me want to cry or just like transcend. I just kind of end up sitting there with my eyes closed, just sinking into a different fucking dimension every time. And it makes me not really know what I think of the album, I guess.
The only words I can muster is, whoa, that was really good.
Yeah, for sure. Do you have like favorite songs on here? Because I mean, there are distinctly different ones.
No.
Okay.
I mean, yeah, there's like different phases of the album, but like,
Yeah, there's like synth pop stuff that just suddenly happens, or like it goes into something super psychedelic. I feel like there's some rock stuff kind of in the lower half, strangely. Like you start getting more guitars in there and whatnot. The Blade ends up being my favorite song. It definitely has the most like rock stuff, I think.
Really quick, I want to point out, I'm reading a review, like, so I'm just trying to gather the correct words for this, and the first sentence is, it's such a shame this album might go unnoticed. By who? Aurora's popular.
Yeah, I really didn't know that. I thought that this was a much more niche artist, I guess. I did not realize that Aurora had this much popularity.
It's Swans for normies.
Swans for normies. This kind of feels like a modernized Bjork as well.
Yeah, it's in the same like popularity as like Charli XCX. Like they're very comparable numbers.
Okay, fair. And then we just have more internet gays here on Album of the Year, so it makes sense that that Charli's album is taking.
They're like, what's this underground artist?
Yeah, with 13 million listeners. Yeah, it's kind of crazy the moment that we were all having with Charli's album. But yeah, I'm so glad that this is still kind of holding up and getting some attention despite it. This totally deserves it. Some of the best art pop I've heard, really, just in general. It's just doing the thing that it wants to be doing.
Potentially the best art pop. Show me a better art pop right now.
Björk's got some stuff.
The Fiona Apple vegetable cutters.
Fiona Apple, sure.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
Sure, yeah. There's other stuff. This, like, does have its roots in some albums that came out throughout the last few decades, really. You can trace it back, but it still sounds pretty completely unique.
Yeah. I'm looking at the top. It's in the top art pop albums and trying to find out what number it was. What's the fucking score? 80? Oh. What? Alright, it's in the top for critic reviews. As we all know, as critics are the voice of the people.
Sure, yeah, we'll go with that.
It's number 63. It's right below it's St. Vincent.
Okay, yeah. I guess we did listen to St. Vincent as well as Julia Holter earlier this year, and I kind of feel pretty similar about those albums.
Oh yeah, those albums just kind of stole us.
Yeah, they just kind of take you in and they're like, hey, you want to hear some cool shit? Here you fucking go. I feel like this is a good middle ground between the two because this one's just like really dreamy and surreal, whereas the Julia Holter one was almost disturbing, and then the St. Vincent one was like bright and emotional.
Yeah. Although the personality behind all of her album covers and her music is just is bonkers.
Yeah, it's really something entirely unique. Fuck, dude. This is another one, and it's kind of like the St. Vincent album that we talked about before. I'm like, I don't really know how to approach this. Like, what do I talk about specifically? There's not really any low points. It all just sounds whimsical and amazing.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
I think she's done stuff for like shows.
Oh, that makes sense. You could do soundtrack stuff with this.
No, why hasn't she?
I don't know. You can do soundtrack stuff for sure.
Oh, she did an Assassin's Creed song.
Oh, that's something.
In 2022.
Well,
Oh, so maybe the new Assassin's Creed game? I don't know.
interesting.
It is interesting.
Any other thoughts? Just that.
Yep.
Just the noise. Yeah. All right, I feel you. I went with 87 on this.
I went with an 84.
84. All right, sweet. Well, I guess that means that we can move on over to our rankings for the week. Crazy one, amazing one, awesome week. Some just moments in history happening this time around.
1 purple check, 2 orange checks.
Yeah. So, I mean, yeah, you got a lot there. That's more than you usually see in a week for sure. And we are in agreement with all of them. Actually, there's 3 Orange Star albums because the deluxe also got it. but yeah, either way, so
That doesn't count.
yeah, whatever. But Ski Mask the Slump God with 11th Dimension has a 47 between the two of us. Unfortunate. And then Kaytranada's Timeless, 72.5. Pretty decent stuff on there. I would recommend going through it.
Rough week for that to come out.
Yeah, rough week for that to come out just because there's so much other like crazy interesting stuff going on, and that one's just kind of the most standard good sounding thing that's just like, yeah, this is solid. They came out this week.
Yeah.
There's just not a lot else to it, I guess. So I don't know. Interesting one. But and then we have Aurora at 3rd place, which it's so crazy that Aurora ended up at 3rd place with an 85.5% between the two of us. Really amazing stuff. I would say that for all 3 of these, like these are must hears for the year. Like you need to go check these ones out, and that is one of the 3. The 2nd place for the week is Charli XCX's BRAT at 87.5%. I would say it even gets a little bit better with the bonus tracks if you add those on, but yeah.
Not even first place with an 87.
Yeah, not even first place with an 87 because Joey Valence and Brae No Hands at a 90% between the two of us. Just like it's not better than those other 2 albums, but I think it's just perfect for us, you know? Yeah.
Okay, so it's one of those things where it's apples to oranges.
Oh, it really is.
If you made me rank the albums by goodness, I think it was Charli XCX and Aurora.
Yeah, for sure.
Then Joey Valence. Well, I'm not gonna lie. Just because the artistry, maybe Timeless is maybe better than No Hands. But No Hands is just a lot of fun.
I don't know, but like it is produced so good that I can even make
That's
an
true.
argument to push it up a little bit more. So it's like it does just sound that good as well. It is just kind of funny revivalism bangers, but like they sound so good.
Maybe if they had Hands, it'd be a 10 out of 10.
Yeah. The next time they should get Hands for the album.
Drop an album called Hands. It's called Hands.
Hands. Gloves. That's the next one.
No gloves.
No gloves. Just raw knuckles. How about that?
That's what Aurora has in her album cover.
That's true. Yeah, that's just Hands, and
a metal heart.
yeah, and that was a successful endeavor. So maybe next time just Hands. That's what we'll say, because then it'll be perfect.
Sir.
Yes, sir. But that's about gonna be all from us this week. Make sure you drop a like on the video and subscribe to the channel for more music-related content coming your way. Mikey, do you have anything to say to the people before we head on out of here?
Bladed Ambassador.
Alrighty, well that's pretty wholesome, and we'll see you next time.
Oh my god, Lord's an artist. Remember Lord?
Oh yeah, of course.
Oh, why does she have an album of just her fucking ass? What the fuck?